this class we'll discuss about the theory topic, that is what do you mean by a clef, okay, that is a G clef, and also what do you mean by this bass clef which is called as a F clef, okay. So this here, and also we'll be discussing about the together bass clef and a treble clef, what we are going to call it, okay. So let us dive into this point here. So as I was saying here in the previous theory class, if you could remember, so we were talking about some introduction to G clef, some introduction to this F clef, all these things, right? So we have done this some introduction to F clef. So now what we will do is we will be looking at these things in some more detail, okay. So let us see this here in this what do you mean by this first this when you are looking at this first clef which is called as a G clef, okay. So this clef is, what is the definition is, it is a symbol which is placed at the beginning of the lines on the music sheet to establish the letter name of that particular line and the spaces and that respective staff, okay. That's the meaning of this one. So when you look at this one here this one, the first one here, so this symbol is there, no, this symbol here, okay. So how is this symbol looks like this is here, look at here. So it actually starts like this and ends here, okay. So actually I have written in a different way, okay. So actually it starts like this and ends here, okay. So you should draw like this, okay. So like this, and you should draw, okay. So the line is ending on the, if you observe carefully here, the line is ending on the second line. So hence as we already established the names here, okay. So if you could recall this number names and all here, so every good boy does fine and FACE, the second line is basically refers to the this line here, okay. The second line is refers to the G, okay, G note. So hence what we'll do is, what we have to say is this the second one is basically a G note. So hence we are calling this one, because this second line is represents the G note, okay. So we are calling this one as a G clef, okay. So the other name of this one is called as a treble. The other name is called as a treble. So this in the treble, generally what we do is we design lead music, okay, whatever the lead that you are going to, for example voice, okay, you want to sync the voice with the piano, or else you want to sync something like a guitar with the piano, so guitar with a voice, something like this, okay. You wanted your main content of the music to be heard in somewhat in a higher pitch, okay. So that's the reason why what we'll do is that all those notes and all will be writing it in usually in a G clef, okay. So this is one point, okay. Then these are generally a curved lines, so this the definition is already written here. So where it is a curved line that terminates the second line designating letter name that of the partial notes into particular note into on a second line, which is called as a G line. So that is one thing, okay. So if you look at the second one, okay, the second definition, the bass clef is called as a F clef because it actually looks like a F here, okay. But if you look at this one, the two lines, okay, the two dots are there here, right. So the two dots, these are actually it's basically ornate designation, okay. It's actually basically it's a F, but it's actually the so they wanted to give it in a curvy shape, so it's ornate. So somewhat we are giving some ornate way to explain this one, okay. So there is nothing more special about it, okay. So just we want to represent in a stylish manner, okay. So that's only the reason. So it's basically F, okay. F in the sense that here this F actually ends here at the two dots are in between the fourth line, the first line, second line, third line, fourth line. Okay, so these two dots are, the line is in between these two dots, so hence it is called as a F. Okay, so this is called as a F clef. F clef. Okay, so this is called as F. Okay, so the bass clef, which is called as a F clef, because it was derived from the letter F, the dots which are there, the dots are placed above and below the fourth line of the staff, designating it as a F. Okay, that's one thing. Then together, one more thing is together. Okay, here together, the G clef, the G clef, G clef and F clef together. Okay, so or else we can call this one as a the treble and bass staves. Okay, so we can call this one as a treble and bass staves. Okay, so these both staves, you can call it as a grand staff. We can call it as a grand staff. Okay, so in the F clef, okay, usually what we do is in the F clef, we design chords. Okay, so if you want to have a rhythm, okay, etc., etc. Okay, so for that we'll be mostly using the F clef. Okay, so mostly what we do is the F clef is usually played with the left hand. Okay, and the treble is that is the G clef is played with the right hand. Okay, so that's normally the convention. Okay, so what you can do is you can change this even if you wanted to, so there is no any harm in it. So all these things is ultimately the creativity of the musician, how you have to play the music. Okay, so that's it. Now if you look at this, the two C, so the next one is the treble clef and the bass staves. Okay, they together they make a grand staff. Okay, so what we can do is we can say that here, so we can combine this staff and this staff by joining it, and when you call this as a grand staff, so they are going to join at one point. So what is that point is called as a, they converge at a point C. Okay, so where is this C? So there are so many C's in the music, right? So there are like this C note, there are so many notes. Okay, so how many notes are there here? C1 is there, then C2 is there, then C3 is there, C4 is there, C5 is there, C6 is also there, 7, like this, right? So which is C? So that's our doubt, right? So that one is basically what we have to do is we need to decide that is a middle C. Okay, so how can you say which is a middle C is that? So the middle, we can say it is a middle C. So remember when I was talking about the previous video, if you could recall this topic called as a keys in the piano, if you could recall. So in this keys in the piano, so I was talking about, so there are so many keys here, right? So what are these keys? So this one is called as a C1, so D1, okay, E1, like this. Okay, this is the C2, D2, right, like this. Okay, C3, okay, D3, like this. Okay, so like this you have C7, D7, like this. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to divide the entire piano, and there is a C8 is also there. Okay, but only one key is there, so we have to divide this completely, all this keys here. So this is a completely one octave, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so I'm trying to equate, I'm trying to divide this completely piano keyboard into in a middle form. I'll be taking into a middle. Okay, so this is a 1 octave from here, and this is 1 octave from here. Okay, so then I'll leave it. So 1 octave from here, 1 octave from here. Okay, I'll leave it. So 1 octave from here and 1 octave from here. So now I have equally divided this, and I got the middle octave. Okay, so this is the center, so this middle octave is the center. So for this middle octave, this is C4 is the middle C. C4 is the middle C. Usually we are dealing this one as this is basically a grand piano model. So hence for grand piano, by default C4 will be the normally the middle C. Okay, it is not like every time. So what if you are actually playing, you are trying to play with any other keyboard, or else if you are trying to play, say for example, you are going to have only only 61 keys or 76 keys. Okay, so when you have only 76 keys, okay, so then actually this division will vary. Okay, if it is the 88 keys, then C4 will be the middle octave. Okay, then if it is a 76 keys, it's not like that. If it is 61 key, then it's not like that. Okay, so if it is a 49 keys, it won't be like that. Okay, so middle octave will be different. Okay, so you have to look at what is the piano that you are going to play. Okay, so whether you are going to play a piano, or else whether you're going to play a keyboard. Okay, so that based upon that you need to decide, so what is the middle C. So that's what I'm in this topic here we are discussing. So here if you look at this one, the F clef can be written like this. Okay, like this, and the two dots are there on the fourth line. Okay, the fourth line, the dots are there, one dot is above the fourth line, one dot is below the fourth line. So if you write like this, it is called as a F clef. Okay, so either you can do only the F clef sometimes, or else you can play only the G clef, or else you can combine it. So but the thing is, when you combine it, it is called as a grand staff. And then in the grand staff, what is the objective is, we need to identify what is the middle C. Okay, so for example here in this case, I'll explain. In this case here, as I said in the previous class also, we were trying to take a note from the so we want to establish a C, for example. Okay, so here I am trying to establish a C. So and here I am trying to establish a C here for this one. Okay, so here what I will say, what we can do is okay, so we are trying to put some line here. Here, use it this place. Here, if you look at this one, so if I place this one here, the C, this is called as a C. Okay, so here this grand staff on this G clef, so the C comes not on this lines here, below this the first line. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is, I'm going to take a imaginary line here, and then drawing the imaginary line on that I have put some a note here, okay, which is a C. Okay, so this line is called as this imaginary line. Okay, so this, as I said, this line, okay, a line is a small line here. Okay, this line, okay, this line is called as a ledger line. So what do you mean by this ledger line is, so there are actually the lines are not there, but what for convenience sake what we are doing is, we are going to draw a line, so only for that particular note. Okay, if there is only one particular note, so for that particular note only, or else for that particular phrase, or else for that particular song, or else for that particular key. So like this what we are doing is, we are going to draw we are going to take an extra effort by drawing a line here, and then we are going to place that respective keynote there, and then what we are trying to do is, we are trying to keep this one here. So this is called as a ledger line. Okay, so here in a grand staff, this ledger line, okay, so where this C is there, right? So this C is same C for this one. Okay, so here if it is something like I'm going to take a grand piano, so or else some big piano, so which is contains 88 keys. Okay, for 88 keys I'm saying, right? So in this 88 keys, so C4 is the middle C. C4 is the middle C. So that middle C is here. So this is going to be C4 for this treble, and this is going to be C4 for the bass. So for treble and bass, or for G clef or F clef, the C is a same C. So what you are doing is we are trying to join the both top C clef and then bottom F clef together, and then we can play accordingly here. So that is the way to play here by using this notations. Okay, I hope you understood this. Okay, please do subscribe to this YouTube channel and press the bell icon, and so like and share the video, and we'll meet with a new lesson in the next class. Bye.